Good morning. Good Sunday morning, huh, Tucker? For those of you that don't know me, I am Grant McIntosh, and this is Mr. Tucker. I just wanted to do a little introduction because I know I have some new followers. And we are excited to show you our garden. I just have a small 8x12 greenhouse that I've had almost a year. And the raised beds are fairly new. This one's brand new. I've got some spearmint, a couple jalapeno peppers, some sunflowers on the back row, nothing in the front yet. I did just get this filled up. I've had some dirt in it, so this is a little older. Got 3 little sweet onions here. It's either spearmint or peppermint. Got one on each end. I'd have to smell it. Another jalapeno. I had one here and the birds pecked it off. And these raised beds here on the west side were all installed in April of last year. And it is April the 28th today. These grow bags have fresh stuff in it. I've got borage and some sunflowers, some yellow squash that I had started in the greenhouse. It's been in the ground for 5 days now. Some more sunflowers, some pole beans, I think 4 there. Some nasturtium, if that's how you say it. Some more over here. Some more sunflowers along the back and some sedum there in the middle. 3, 4 more pole beans there, and I didn't label these. They kind of look like marigolds, and we'll see. I've got one here, one over there, a couple zucchini, and some pickle bush cucumbers. 4 plants of those. First time growing those. A couple dill, maybe 4 dill. And some borage and a broccoli, another fresh grow bag, borage, ditch lily, a couple more dill, a slicing cucumber, another broccoli, some sunflowers along the back, another borage, some sweet onions along the front. I think I forgot to mention the creeping phlox because it has stopped blooming. That's all new this year. These 2 tomatoes I planted, that's a volunteer. Got 2 basil, another borage, another grow bag, nasturtium, sweet onions, and sunflowers along the back. Don't have anything in the middle yet. And that's where all my sedum has come from. Some had actually fallen over and rooted into this one. And I thought I liked that, so I've been breaking some off and putting it here and there. Some more borage. And this was actually a wild bird food mixture that I planted here in the corner where we had sweet potatoes last year. And then I put some more spearmint or peppermint one in the corner here. We got our chickens over there, and this one here has another phlox, another ditch lily, and the clematis we planted last year had its first bloom yesterday. Along the back side here, these are two full years old. I did just refill this one with dirt in the fall. Got a broccoli inside there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cabbage inside, a mixture of red, white onions that were sets. I had cabbage in this one in the fall, and the dirt had fallen probably 6 or 8 inches. I just got that refilled. And the cabbage actually all went to seed. I'll show you that here in a minute. Some more nasturtium, 2 cilantro, a basil, and some leaf lettuces, another nasturtium, broccoli that I think looks pretty good. We didn't have much success with broccoli last year. Year before, first time I had grown broccoli, we had beginner's luck, I guess, because it was awesome. So we'll see how it does here. I really wanted to save the cabbage that I went to seed, so I potted it up. I think it's actually staying alive in the pots, except this one here I tried something different and put it in hydroponics because I had broke the roots. But we'll see what they do. Alright, I've got 4 zucchini in that planter. Buried under here there's jalapeno, basil. I'll try that. And then purple cayenne, a borage, and a zinnia. I think that's cherry swizzle zinnia. And then this was the pot that I had somewhere else last year that was full of zinnias. These all reseeded themselves. And then I've got a purple cayenne, something with starling. Hold on. Alright, Tucker had to let me know somebody was around. Alright, so in here we've got the 2 purple cayenne, the seeded themselves zinnias, which is pretty cool, I think. And not sure what was here. I did witness a starling peck that off, and it's starting to grow back, I think. And of course we've got the hummingbird vine. It's what I call it. I think it's actually red scarlet. The hummingbirds just love it, and it's coming up everywhere. The strawberry blueberries. So far, the strawberries didn't come back that well this year. The blueberries, we've got a few little blueberries on that one. This one's actually got quite a few. I'd have to go and look. I can't remember exactly what kind, but these 2 are the same bushes. These 2 are the same bushes, and these 2 look pretty rough. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 okra seeds that have sprouted. Finally got some okra. I planted those there. A couple more blueberries. And I thought that was a blueberry for some reason that was rhizoming out, I guess. And actually that's a crepe myrtle, so I'm gonna have to transplant that. I'm not sure what that is. It's one of those weeds that are like this. It's a weed, but it's really not a weed. And this little blueberry here, it is 3 years old now. I bought it for these 2 I bought first a couple years ago and had them in pots. But that's the blueberry, strawberry / now okra. We'll see how that does. The blackberries are just crazy loaded, full. Focus for me. Full of blooms. So we started with 2 blackberries. Now we've got 10 going across the arch. And on the right side we've got the raspberries. I think it goes yellow, red, purple. Not really sure what happened here in the middle. They've kind of petered out. And we've got some little bitty raspberries. And we got a few lilies. The cilantro is like 3 foot tall. And then I've got a row of cucumbers, sunflowers alternated on the back side. A couple little white oak trees from the neighbor's oak trees I'm gonna have to get out. We got some dill popping up. Got a sunchoke that shot over into this bed. Another oak tree, some more dill. And I guess I'm moving around the garlic. That's what all that is, garlic. And then these were garlic scapes. The seeds out of the scapes. I just sprinkled a row back in the fall. And that's what's coming up. I don't know what I'll do with those if they turn into garlic. I've been told different things. The sunchokes pretty much taken over this bin, and I dug up all the sunchokes. I planted like 2 little bulbs in this one, 2 little bulbs in this one. Dug up like a whole thing full of bulbs in the fall, and they're coming back. I've got the bergamot bee balm. This is the red, and I've got it in between each one of the beds, and it is looking awesome, I might say. I'll step back a little bit so you can see that. It's pretty neat. I think it's going to look awesome this year with the bee balm. Then we've got some more garlic. I've got a habanero and a habanero. See how they do. We got the one volunteer sunflower in the back from all the sunflowers that was along this whole back row. There's a few videos. We got the yellow birds on them. That was the only volunteer sunflower that came back. Then I've got a pretty fresh nasturtium here. That's something I dug up the other night and I had to replant along with that sunflower back there inside the sage. The 2nd year sage. It is starting to bloom and looking beautiful. And I've got a phlox in the corner, a nasturtium that's looking pretty good there on the side of some more bee balm. And that should look pretty awesome here in a month or so. And to this mess. So Miss Brenda, the older neighbor lady, she had thrown down some some turnip seeds back in the fall, I think August. She asked me did I think she would have turnips by Thanksgiving. I said, I don't know, but you definitely need to thin them out. And I said, I can do it for you if you want me to. So anyways, I thinned them out, and I took all the smalls. I put all the best looking seedlings she had back in the ground, spaced out perfectly in about 5 rows, and took all the smalls and planted. Well, we had a few turnips, but really didn't make much before we got our first cold, and they survived the winter, and I've let them go to seed. If somebody's got bees or anything outdoors, man, I don't know why you wouldn't want to plant some turnips in the fall for the deer or whatever and let them go to seed. Farm all. Great idea, man. I'm gonna have 1,000,000 seeds, and they're just now starting to dry, so I'll be collecting those and then replanting both of these beds. Probably not with turnips. I did have a few heads inside there of a leaf lettuce. See how that does. It's just been covered by the turnips. And then I got a couple pots we had flowers in. I'm gonna have to plant those. Hadn't decided what yet. The arugula just looked awesome over the winter. We definitely don't eat enough arugula to keep up with those 10 beautiful heads. So they'll be going to seed. I'll be collecting seed. See what happens with that. That's actually a purple flower if I remember right, and it is pretty. I got a couple more mints down in here. More cabbage that went to seed, and I'm guessing this cabbage might actually make a head, but I'm gonna have a ton of seed. I can't believe how much expensive seeds are, and anyways, that's a different story. Pretty sure that's borage that's popped up in the cracks. I know that's borage because I planted it. Another nasturtium. I believe these 2 are regular Cayennes peppers. Didn't have very many of those germinate. And there's so this is where I had the zinnias last year, and those all came back from last year. And that's a volunteer sunflower. I'm gonna say that's like a chocolate sunflower or something. We're gonna have some beautiful autumn blend sunflowers, is what I call them. All right, this bed here in the middle, I've got a couple 2-year-old onions. Letting them go to seed. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous how much stuff goes to seed. Alright, some more mint. Got some volunteer dill there along the side of, I don't even think I planted this. Probably end up just feeding that to the chickens. Some more 2-year-old onions. This bed, not sure what, oh, I do have something here. I've got radishes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe rows of radishes. It should be coming up any day. And over here, these were onion sets I planted this spring. I think those were just the red and white. Couple nasturtium on each side of 3 spaghetti squash, and 1, 2, 3 more spaghetti squash with some nasturtium. And this was a zinnia that popped up on its own with a marigold. I finally grew some marigolds this year. Actually, I grew 2. I got 1 here and 1 on the other end of this bed. I don't have luck with marigolds. I will figure them out because I love marigolds and I know they're beneficial. And this was a broccoli, so we're gonna have a ton of seed. Like I said, this is broccoli that went to seed. It survived the winter, and first thing it did was started going to seed, which I have had broccoli bolt in the summer and go to seed, but this was onions that went to seed, and in the fall I just sprinkled them out. I'm going to be topping these and digging them up and thinning them out here pretty soon to see what they do this year. My best looking mint plant for some reason just took off. Planted them hydroponics in the fall. They made it through the winter, all my mint, and just planted it this spring, probably about a month or so ago, and that one has just taken off. You can smell it. I'm gonna say that's spearmint. And red potatoes, that's my only potatoes, this little 4x4. And Kohlrabi. This was all Kohlrabi seed that I had planted, and I need to thin it out. It's way too thick to be making any bulbs. But that was my seed that I had saved last spring that had overwintered and seeded. I've got some more 2-year-old onions there that I'm letting go to seed. These were all onion sets that I planted. I've got a jalapeno in each corner. That's something the small space and companion planting is something that I am working on and learning. But that is the backyard. I do have a little bit more over here. I've got my shop vac planter. And these 2 are a carnival pepper blend with some nasturtium inside here with some squash that I'm actually not even sure, zucchini or yellow squash, and 2 tomatoes. And those were my volunteer tomatoes that I've kept in the greenhouse and trimmed up. Back over here with the sage and bee balm, we've got more sunchokes. This thing I literally planted 2, 4, 6 bulbs last spring, and they just went crazy in there, and I dug a bunch up. So we'll see. I've got a couple extra squash plants that I didn't have room for. So some research said sunchokes like corn and squash maybe, so we'll see. My pitiful asparagus patch, I had some borage in last year. It's reseeded. And the asparagus, I had aroma in here last year. I'm hoping that's what that is. But that's it, asparagus patch. And for those of you that stuck around for 20 minutes of me, here's what I've got going with my little 8x12 greenhouse in my backyard. Some stuff I've got started for the, of course you didn't see any tomatoes planted because I don't know where I'm gonna plant what yet, but I've got San Marzano, yellow cherry in my gardener, large red cherry in my gardener, white cherry. I do like the MI gardener. If you like some seeds, check out Luke, man. He's got a cool team, and check him out. Brad's atomic grape tomato, chocolate cherry, MIG Tommy Toe, the MIG mortgage lifter, the beef master, the bushmaster, the Rutgers beefsteak, the MIG sunray tomato, and the MIG garden peach. So lots of tomatoes. These were some sunflowers out of a wild bird food mix. Some lettuces that I've potted up for, a lot of this is, I'll try to make a little extra cash at the farmer's market. Pretty cool. Petunias I saved from seeds. We always have purple petunias, and I wanted to try to grow my own, so we'll see. Got a big mess. I've got 2 Imperial Star artichokes, some sunchokes, about 20 or so white oaks, zucchini and yellow squash, the long gourd. My cousin Tim grew the 120-inch long gourd, so I gotta beat him. I got 7 plants here. Some cucumbers, about 62 if I can count, maybe 63. Some oddball stuff, Johnny Jump Ups. I believe that's the purple echinacea coneflower. Some new stuff I'm trying to grow from seed. Cilantro and a bunch of dill. I think I've got about 70 dill and 20 elephant ears. I got 20 bulbs. Got those planted yesterday. Some mums from the fall. We'll talk about those later. Some more phlox that I had extra. Some sedum that I noticed I need to put in pots. Some leaf lettuces. Some fragrant snap peas. First year growing those. I did have those in a pot over there that I think I forgot to show you guys. And a little bit more of a mess I gotta straighten out. I had some raspberry bushes. I had somebody asking about some raspberry and blackberry bushes. I told them $10. I think $10 for a pretty awesome looking berry bush. I got some blackberries here. I think $10 for a blackberry bush is okay myself, especially since I've only got about 10 of them. And some Harlequin columbine, some Burgundy XL verbena, some more ditch lilies, 1 burning bush, some more ditch lilies that I've got to put in some pots or give away. And these were all my surprise tomatoes. Some that I'd given up on and used the dirt for something else, and then they popped up. And some volunteer tomatoes, and I'm gonna assume are sweet 100s. That's it. 24 minutes. If you made it to the end, you are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know where you're watching it at. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. And until next time, have a great day.